Hey there folks, I have a new knife for you. What I have here is the Micro Jimbo in black. I've been hemming and hawing, picking this up. I finally pulled the trigger because I am such a big fan of the Jimbo. Here is the Jimbo. You've seen me do reviews on this. This is an amazing knife. I added the wave feature on it. It is a great, great knife. I love it, big fan. So much so I had this one in black. I think this had the OD green scales and I replaced it. I bought these on Etsy. You've seen the review on this if you are a fan of the channel. Just an awesome design. So why not? I figured, because this is kind of big, folks. I also added the lynch clip on it, so it's a little bit of a deep carry. Apparently, Michael Yannick is not a fan of the deep clip because it hides the knife so deep in your pocket that's not really tactical and not easily accessible. He's a little bit angry. I was watching his videos. Michael Yannick is a little bit angry. He hates keyboard warriors. That could be me. I don't know. But I've always been positive about his knives. I am a big fan. I love it. This is a great knife. I just feel like it's a little big to carry around. I live in a pretty decent neighborhood. I don't need to scare people. And that's why I like the deep clip, right? The deep pocket clip. Don't need to scare the straights. Just as I'm doing this right now, I feel like this would have been great because it's got jimping here. This wave would have been great if it had jimping on that too. Michael Yannick calls this the Filipino grip. And you know why this is called a Filipino grip on this video? Because a Filipino is holding it. So yeah, back to the Micro Jimbo. Hemming and hawing. I'm like, do I really want to get it? Here's a size comparison. So you can see that it's scaled down dramatically. I put it on top of each other. You can see that essentially the thumb hole lines up and Michael shrunk it down that way. And that way, and he also reduced it this way, right? He says what he was trying to maintain was the cockpit, which is this area of the Jimbo and now the Micro Jimbo. He wanted a smaller platform. He maintained the critical characteristics of the Jimbo in this smaller version, in the Micro Jimbo. Again, he wanted to make something that's design specific for, he mentioned federal employees, perhaps federal police, maybe FBI, or in states that have that minimum blade length of 2.5 inches, like California, Chicago. Forget about New York. New York, you're supposed to be able to carry a knife. Now, I don't know what the rules are. No idea if it's still if it's legal to carry a knife, if you can't carry. I have no idea. No idea. But very cool. It does come with a wire clip, deep carry. And again, Yannick did this to appease his customers who were requesting it. I am personally a fan of the deep pocket clip, and I love wire clip, especially if you have some fancy material here to expose it, which this does not. This is just black G10. It's an aggressive G10, which again is purposeful according to Yannick. Its design purpose is so that it's super grippy and then doesn't slip out of your hands. He is a very tactical man. He's talking about his school and training and how he trains, I'm assuming, military personnel. So again, he designed this. It is a sub 2.5 inch blade. And again, I think he has it in mind for the ladies. I am not proud. I have medium sized hands. This fits me fine. Fine. It trails off a little bit on the pinky, but enough. It's good. He says he keeps this in mind for the ladies because he said that ladies' pockets, I guess, in their jeans are smaller. He does boast that you can carry this in your watch pocket. I don't think so. I think it's a little too big. It might fit in there, but it'll stick out. Yeah. So I was just watching Yannick talk to a guy. I forget the channel, but it's the video. You guys have seen it where a customer actually walks by while they were filming. So the guy kind of like walked past their video, and you can see that Yanich was a little bit annoyed and a little bit sarcastic. And then he finds out that the guy was carrying a Yojimbo too. He was a fan. I think he was law enforcement. Then, of course, he changed his tune. Don't be so angry, Michael. We are your fans. We do support you. We do love Spyderco's. We do love the design. You're the reason why I only love Wharncliffe's. I love Wharncliffe knives now because Michael explains that with a Wharncliffe blade, it's got full cutting power. He demonstrates this over and over again in his videos. He's talking about cutting limbs. Who is he training? Stopping power. I'm going to assume he's training military. It's nice to practice all that, blah, blah, blah. But, who's really cutting off limbs? Terrorists? Who's he training? But yeah, he says that because it's a Wharncliffe design, it's full cutting power from start to tip. From start to tip. It won't hook like a hawkbill. Interesting. I love it. I'm into it, Michael. You know what I'm going to be cutting with this? My Primo hoagie. It's going to cut straight across the hoagie all the way through without losing any cutting power. That's what I'm going to use it for. My Amazon boxes. This is what practical people do. So please, don't be so overcritical of your customers. We're not all hacking off limbs, unless you're the Gilgo Beach Killer. A little fun. He's a little scary. Michael Yanich is a little scary. I'd be definitely intimidated to meet him like in SHOT Show or Blade Show. He's a scary, scary dude. But he is a genius in design. I do love it. I do love this Micro Jimbo. I don't have a Yojimbo. I think for me, this is big enough. The Yojimbo is way, way big. Way, way big. But just wanted to share that with you guys. He says he came up with this design because he basically took the Yojimbo 2, had a beer, and started grinding it until he got to the size that he wanted. He grinded here, trimmed off the handle until his idea was to maintain, again, the cockpit. And he wanted to keep the critical characteristics of the Yojimbo in this smaller platform. He's a funny dude for sure. He also made it a flat grind. So this is a hollow, as you can see. I love the hollow grind. So he says that people are complaining that the hollow tip, and you can definitely see that, breaks off easily. And it probably has happened. It probably has happened, right? For the people that are actually using it, not just collecting it like this guy. So he went with the flat grind because he says this is more robust, right? It's a full flat grind and a more robust tip, less likely to chip or break off. Okay, Michael, thank you very much. Michael Yanich, I don't know which way to pronounce it, but pretty awesome blade that I just got. I would love to carry this. Just to let you know, I am not a fan of the aggressive handle. I am not a fan of the aggressive G10. I'm already looking for people that will give me different scales to design different scales with different materials. That's just me. I'm a collector. I'm probably what Yanich hates. But if anybody knows anybody that's making this right now, I think I found somebody on Instagram. Put in the comments because I definitely swap out the scales. As you know, I like changing scales. All right, guys. Micro Jimbo, Yojimbo. So wait a second. Is it Micro Jimbo and Yojimbo, or is it Yojimbo and Micro Jimbo? Which is it? I think it's the latter. All right, guys. Peace.